let's have a debate. I just want to get excited. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing more exciting than knowing. For me, that's for me. I'm playing with this light. It's nothing more satisfying on knowing how to do something. Knowing that the simplest little thing for an older person to be able to get out of the house, and my admiration for the people that work in this industry and the nurses and doctors that really understand the concept of life. I was watching a movie, something about God yesterday, and God is a concept, okay? It is a concept because it's an understanding, and it's an understanding because of it's what words have been heard or read. Now, the basic understanding that we can go back to on the question, because we never spoke to anybody, is to look at nature and to see how nature evolved, to understand the nature of things. Fire, heat, things that are under control and things that are out of control. What happens? What is the disaster? And that's the way you have to take God's word, the first word in the commandment, and I think it's the word, don't do for somebody else. Don't look at any other God before me. And the reason he or she or the entity needed to say those words, or those words needed to be said, is because it doesn't matter what you read. What I say in the third item, Lord, I am the Lord your God, and you shall have no other gods before me. Gates of Omega divide. Break that up. Cat scratching on the door. The other cat's licking himself. Doesn't even look at the door. Here's the door. Doesn't even look at the door. I have to get up and open the door. They're cats. Can open the door himself. No, they can't. They can't. There is number 1, the flashcards. Let me see them. I am the Lord your God. Okay, number 2. What's number 2 in the 10 Commandments? You shall not worship false gods. Is it, hey, yo, you all, shall in the hall of all. A ton was mentioned back in the Mayans. Not, do not, was not, could not, worship, worship, beta creation, omega, angel residence, spirit heaven, birth in the half-life of false, 6 and 1, the half-life. 1 and 2 is actually representing half of L, one-winged spirit, energy, one-winged spirit, energy, gods. You shall not worship false gods, one-winged angels. Number 3, you shall never take my name in vain. In vain, like a drug, spelt with an A. Remember, A does not exist without having B, C, D. B, C, D connects to A, and it's a short stick. Here's A. Here's B. Here's C. Here's D. We connect them all together like that. We can also connect them together like that. And then over here in the middle of the cobweb, yeah, that's where A goes. A lives from the middle. From the middle to the top to the bottom on the cross, that's where A lives, right in the center of all. So you now have, or you had 4, you now somehow, by connecting all these rods, connected a number 5. Therefore, splitting up, connecting and not connecting, is where you connect, is where you connected 4 corners together in the center or the heart. What is the value of that half space? Between 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 and 4, 1 and 3. If 1 and 2 is over here and 2 and 3, all be the difference. But this one is the difference of, yeah, this one is 1, this one is 2, and this one is 2, and this one is 3. 1, 2, 2, 3? No. We're just going to count them as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 in the center, the E world. So the A lives out of the E world pass. Now, you see, this is only the inside world, first part of the cobweb. And we need more of these cobwebs. I'm going to explain to you why we need more than one of these cobwebs. How can I explain it? You took all of me and you brought me gasoline, and the gasoline went to this, and it made electrical shocks, and it pumped the motor, and the electric went back to the battery. I have to explain it better than that. Anyways, the center, just because you have the center, what is now the center value? Since the total value is actually 4. So the 1 works for all 4 positions, but because you created a center, if we would now box off from the center, we would lose the fine line. Do you understand? Just by finding that center, it created 4 pieces of a pie, or 4 triangles. What are the value of those triangles? 4 by 90, 90, 90, 90. Reached up on a 45-degree angle. That's how I create my 360. So what lives in the center of the 360? How do we come up with that angle? Well, if from here to here is 90, to here is 90, to here is 90, to here, over here is 180. Well, we can't start at 0, so we have to start this one at 90. So now the calculation from this is going from here to actually I should start this at 45. Hold on a second. Okay, sometimes things take time. When I came to finish this off, I said if I leave from the center and it's 45, okay, I want to make everything perfect. I just want to say this here to this here is going to be twice as far. That's just want to do it that way until I'm taught different, and I know it's more. I know from here to here is more than here to here. So from here to here, I use it as 135. From 45, 180 to here. That's the way I counted. Here's to 90, here's to 180. Just double it up, even though it's supposed to be less. Now I'm going to take off 45, saying that because if I use that instrument, I'm going to say we started in the center and they went over here. They started in the center, they went over here. Started in the center, went over here. They're in back 90, they're in back 90, they're in back 90, they're in back 90, 360. What is the size of the circle? Value. Because if I go 45 over here, that's more than 36. What's the size of the circle? Is the size of the circle value of 9? Because that would be perfect. It would bring me to 36 and getting on to one side of here to one side of here, 9 to over here, 9 to over here, 9. 216, 225, 234. 6, 6, 6. 6, 7, 5, 6, 8, 4. The seconds in a day, something to do with the days of the week and the moon and the one God Spirit resting on that day, because we pass in His eye, and 666 or 999 to our vibration. 234, 432, 18 times 18. You know, hot and cold beta creation, life on earth to the half-world spirit of the God and the Queen. 9 lives of the cat, the dog pound, anything you want to do, it's all telling you over here. So what do we have over here? We have number 1. Here's number 1. And outside of number 1 is over here. And that was 3 dots. And then here's number 1, and then the other side is over here. We connected plus 3 dots, plus the dot in the center. Now to encompass the dot in the center, to have a passing of that dot in the center, and you see how far out they go? Because that's how it works when you work on angles. You have 2 to 1 distance. Here everything's underneath each other, but here you hit the angles. In order to keep things straight, it just takes up this dimension, the half area on this cube, or the 2 sides of the cube. There's no half area when you go this way on a cube. You can't do it. You have to create an X and an X to find the half area, but that's between 2 spaces.
So now by connecting the 7, we also connect the 2 on the outside. So we have 3, 6, 7, 8. We have a total of 9. Although this and this, right, connect together. You see the S or the Z or the N that connects together. When you create a different context to this, this will also, on the outside, now within 1, create your H and your I. Now the angle has changed it in the different directions. You ever see the angles pointing to go this way, pointing to go that way? Now a separation between H and I, and you can almost see like it's a dimension and it's falling that way. Can I turn this into a dimension? We have a different dimension. Which way should I? Not really sure. So anyways, the next piece of this video and the last piece of this video, in which I should just do in the next video, and I never even finished with the God, you know. You shall never take my name in vain. And then number 4 says, you shall keep the Sabbath day holy. So what does it mean, keep it holy? What is the choice of the letters? It's the heavens of Omega, the water, the passageway, alpha, beta, creation of the earth. Is it the Sabbath? You see, they're not talking in capitals. They only have the Y in capital, and it's you know, so it's like you. Actually, it says OU, when O and U come together. I like to use that for location. I like to use this for location. 15th letter, 21st letter. 51 Mars, 17 the gateway to create it. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. You come from 11. The O letter, what it does, it turns into 6 and 5 DNA. 212 will create the energy to the E world and the beta creation. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. 33 of the Christ. 333, 27 of the red sun, beta creation of the gateway into the spirit heavens, and all keep the Sabbath day. We're just going to chop along. And here's number 4. This is the 4. This is the first one in the row of the TH. This is the TH. Honor your father and your monster. Your mother. Honor. Gold. Water, gold, passing. I don't like it. It's a small n. I didn't learn the small letters. That's why I always write in the big letters. Other. THER, the same for both. So one is the mo. One is the woe. 13 and 15. 28, the cycle. 6 and 1, cycle. Half-life, cycle. Mother and father. Mother's got the full cycle. Father's got the half-life in it. The sperm. They control us with the moon and the sperm. The mother has the whole egg, the pure egg of the child. And what's funny about that is just a commercial just came on. It's right there. You can see it in the camera. You see the commercial on babies as I started to talk, or maybe because it's on your mother and father that announcement came up. Honor your mother and your father. 6 and 1, 7. 13 and 15, 28 equals 10. 7 and 10. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. Stand on 17. Jesus, the gateway. 17. Jesus is actually 74. The reason I said it, I have to think again. 6 and 1, the half-life. 6 and 1 is 91, the spirit. 17 ends up into being Mars. 56, 30, your DNA. I'm working that again. Your DNA works yourself back into the sun. All ones usually equal to 6, but 4 is part of 6. The perfect 6 is a 4. So from the 1 center to the 4 on the outside, from the gateway, right? 7 and 1, right? To what makes the portal, where 1 is the center of 4, which is the light. The purity of 0, okay, is 4. Okay, but I, in my work, write 8 all the time, but the purity to surround, according to these dots, is actually 4. unless I enlarge it in this greater square and then create the box around it. See, it is a straight square, but because of the lines, it's now different. See, the world we live is this. The antennas, all on this angle, this way and that way. The only thing that's straight up is it goes up between this X over here, and then every time you make it, you find these crisscrossing, you'll keep getting particles passing up into boxes, like transferring information. It's not going up this way. It's going up between all the lines that come together. All the information comes together to one, and as it goes up, it keeps collecting. If it went off this way or if it went off that way, everything, what would happen? You keep collecting this information, right? And at the end, the strings are separating, and it'll go that way. Or is it better that it keeps going this way? That way, the information coming in over here, you'll never get to see. Or you'll be safe in the center, and you can move from one side to the other. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on here. I'm going to explain you this and this in the next video. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. You just want to know about 1, 2, ABC, because after that, the word is good. Thank you for watching this video.